Françoise Lamotte here in Switzerland.
Hi, I'm Dominik Muggli in the San Francisco Bay Area. Our podcast, The Digital Edge, brings our perspectives on the digital revolution with a cutting edge angle. Today, we're discussing how to build a digital strategy. Françoise, how do you approach that when working with your customers?
For me, digital strategy is a strategy approach like we would do any business strategy. It always starts with understanding where we are. So we do a lot of internal assessment, making a diagnostic of where the corporation is in terms of their digital assets, digital capabilities, digital competencies, etc. We also look at the market, what other competitors are doing, what are the available technologies. And I think the most important step is to link the digital strategy to the overall business strategy. Depending on the objectives, the goals of the organization, we want to align the efforts in terms of digital transformation with the business. So, if we want to grow sales, we might look at expanding marketing, building new products, developing distribution channels. If we are looking at cost optimization, we want to look at automation of processes. So the whole digital strategy needs to be at the service of the business strategy. What do you think, Dominik?
Yeah, I love your take on this. When I think of a digital strategy for an organization, I like putting it into three different categories. Number one, there's an operational aspect, right? A lot of technology that businesses need are in support of functioning better, to help their people internally do better work, work faster, improve cost effectiveness within the organization. On the other end of the spectrum, I think is interesting to look at, especially in digital transformation, right? Because you're looking to do something different, is looking at how digital technology and capabilities can really enhance an existing product offering, right? There could be add-ons to existing products that you otherwise wouldn't think of, especially tangible goods that could be sold and provided to customers, right? Where additional value could be given. And lastly, and I think this is probably, especially in traditional businesses, oftentimes overlooked, is that you could even create new product offerings by better understanding and leveraging digital capabilities, right? Data-driven and electronic capabilities as well. So I think, like you said, it really needs to be a conversation in conjunction with the business strategy and not just enhancing the current strategy, but it can really then create new opportunities and create new perspectives for a business to grow as well in those three categories.
Yeah, I agree. I think what is important is to look at, different levels. One is how you optimize the current business. And here we know that there are many opportunities, whether
Yeah.
it's about using the data that the organization has or, optimizing processes, automatization, etc. And then there is the new business. How can we create new products, new solutions, new customer experiences, or even new business models through
Yeah.
technologies? So the framework I tend to use is very akin to what you said. One is, how can we develop the customer side of the business? So whether it's about knowing your customers better through data, or developing new customer experiences through interaction, or developing new solutions, new products. So that would be the customer facing side. Then we have the internal optimization, improvements through data, through process optimization, through technology. And then we have the third bucket, which is the new business models. It's not only, the organization business model, but then that's where you can think about platforms and working with potential competitors or ecosystems where the technology is going to enable new business models. So, that's how I try to think about digital strategy along these three buckets.
Yeah, there's something that you had mentioned earlier about looking within the industry, right? Because a lot of driver or the driver for many businesses is making sure that they're not falling behind the competition within the industry. But what do you think about looking outside of the business's direct industry and typical working environment to something completely different to see what approaches might be utilized there? Have you looked into that as well to see like what's on the other side of the fence, like a little bit further away?
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, we always say that when you want to innovate, you have to look at other industries, and probably, something that happens in a different industry can apply to your own, and that's really, you need to open your mindset and look at other opportunities. I mean, maybe what is going on in the airline industry can apply to
Mhm.
B2C sales channel. I don't know, but there are so many opportunities that can be leveraged from one industry to another. So yeah, absolutely. I think that's the power of technology, that you can really go beyond your own turf and expand to new areas.
Yeah, I think it's a really an extremely important aspect again from the perspective of competitiveness, because this really gives opportunities, right? I mean, unless you're creative enough to come up with your own ways of expanding your business, but at least it gives more opportunities to explore and leverage and learn from also what other industries might be doing, right? And I think that sometimes that's overlooked a little bit because a lot of companies they are stay within their lanes and they focus in what they're used to, and they're just looking to the competition, maybe the one that's right behind them or the one that's a little bit ahead of them, to keep up and to try to catch up, right? But I think, like you said so well, the the opportunity is not just chasing the next technology or creating a strategy for digital transformation, but to really embed that into the business, that it becomes one, in the way that digital transformation then also happens.
Yeah, and I fully agree with what you said. Actually, what you see, especially in the world of startups, is that it's more a development of capabilities than industrial verticals. So a startup will develop a certain capability that can apply across sectors. And it's just about these skills or assets that they are developing. So they start maybe in one industry, but then they realize that the same capability can be applied to many different topics or businesses, and they expand more on a horizontal level than vertical. So yeah, I think the point about building a digital strategy is really looking in many directions, because probably the future of the business model is not going to be one dimensional. That would be my takeaway. What is yours, Dominic?
Yeah, it's very, very similar. I think we're on the same page here with regards to digital strategy development. The only thing that I would add in, maybe which we didn't touch upon, and it's a little bit of a refinement on the state of the organization currently, is understanding your personnel, the people that you have in the organization, right? Because again, if you're chasing after technology or capability of adopting something new or changing something, it always goes back to how your organization is able to adapt and how your organization needs to grow also in order to be able to line up with the strategy and be able to execute. So that's something I think I would keep in mind and be cognizant of when developing a digital transformation strategy.
Yes, Dominic, excellent point. Thank you so much. So join us next time to discuss digital transformation, where to start. Thank you, and bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for watching.